Hello and welcome to the channel. So today we are in Panama and we're actually visiting an Embera village.
So if you'd like to see what we get up to, stay tuned.
Hello world, wake me up to another good morning, time to go. Oh, we are all looking for adventure. 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 We are all looking for adventure.
We left Curacao and travelled overnight to Panama, arriving in the port of Colon. After disembarking the ship, we were welcomed by some Panamanians, some wearing traditional outfits, and members of one of the 6 tribes playing some traditional music. We boarded a bus and left Colon. Colon is on the Caribbean side of the Panama Canal, whereas the capital, Panama City, is on the Pacific Ocean side. Colon is highly industrialized. It's actually a massive transportation hub for the Panama Canal. As the bus drove through Colon, we could see the massive warehouses. These warehouses store all of the goods for all of the retailers across Latin America. Our guide Ian told us about the size of this operation. It was simply huge. Basically, Colon was a transportation interchange point where goods change from ship to ship as they pass through the Panama Canal. Despite being interesting, we were glad to leave this urban and industrial area and start to head into the countryside, on our way to visit the Embera tribe. We were a little bit curious as to why there was a shotgun-wielding guard at the toll booth, but regardless, the rest of the drive through the countryside was quite lovely. The area was lush and green, despite being the dry season. And after around an hour, we arrived at the waterway that would lead us to the Embera village. We could see a few dugout canoes on the water's edge as we arrived, but there was no sign of the Embera. But within moments, we could see their canoes emerging from one of the tributaries leading into the lake. This particular tribe actually lives in a national park, so they're not able to cut down trees. They're only able to make their dugout canoes when a tree falls naturally. It was definitely impressive to be riding in a canoe made out of a single log. The jungle on either side of the waterway was lush and green. We actually saw a young girl paddling her canoe home from school. After a short trip upriver, we arrived at the Embera village.
Embera means people of the water, and that's why their villages are located near the river.
As we disembarked the canoes, the local tribesmen welcomed us with a special song. They played instruments they had made, including one from a turtle shell. After enjoying this performance, we made our way to a local gathering area. This was a large structure made from thousands of palm leaves lining the roof. Here, the chief and his wife welcomed us to the tribe, speaking in their native Embera tongue. We had a tour guide who interpreted the message for us. The tribeswomen then brought us lunch. Wrapped in banana leaves, it was a local fish called tilapia, served with plantains. We were able to visit the cooking area of the village, where we could see where the food was prepared over an open flame. The village was very picturesque, with a number of huts with thatched roofs raised off the ground to allow airflow to keep things nice and cool. The villagers were very friendly and happy to pose for photos. All of the men and women are quite short, so we felt like giants beside them. The Embera are self-sufficient, growing all of their own fruit and vegetables and catching the meat they need from the river. Many of the Embera tribes have been relocating from Colombia into Panama. Sadly, they have been forced to do this due to pressure from the drug cartels to either grow drugs or join militia. The village had its very own laws and rules. If anyone broke the rules, they would have their ankles placed in these stocks, and sometimes they were spread with honey to attract ants. We joined the village dog with the other visitors to enjoy traditional dances. On the day that we visited, there were very few children in the village. The chief was very proud when he told us. This was because they had won a prize. They were very excited as this prize included their very first trip on an aeroplane. We saw the dance of the jaguar and the tapir, and everyone got to enjoy my Dancing with the Stars performance. Art and handicraft was an important source of income for the Embera tribe, and we were able to support them by purchasing some of their carvings and basket making. All too soon, it was time for us to say goodbye. We were ushered back into the dugout canoes for our river journey back to the coach. We enjoyed our adventure into the jungle and the time that we spent with these beautiful people.
If you're enjoying our videos, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and get notified so you find out where we're off to next.
Don't forget, you too can have your own adventure and escape the everyday. We avoided swimming back at the port, so we'll definitely be seeing you next time.